Hi, welcome to another episode of Art News.
Today's episode is on the evolution of the portrayal of women in Disney films throughout the years.
We're going to start with an interview, so stay tuned.
As an interview, we conducted an online survey, starting with the question, what popped into your mind seeing the word princess? The answer we got most was also the answer that we expected, crown. However, there were also people who thought of Disney immediately. The following question was if it would have been a different answer if we had asked what popped into your mind after saying the word Disney princess. This result was quite surprising. There were 7 people who gave the expected answer, yes, it would be different. But there were 4 people that said it would be the exact same answer. Does this then say that Disney princesses and normal princesses are the same? This is what we wanted to find out with the next question. When comparing a Disney princess to Princess Amalia, what are the differences and what are the equals? The people filling in the survey could only think of 3 equals and way more differences, so apparently the princesses differ much after all. The equals speak for themselves, but let's talk about the differences. They almost all have the same thing in common. Disney princesses are set in a different time. It used to be normal to get married young, and although girls nowadays put a lot of makeup on their faces, in the past people went to way more extremes. Is everything in Disney related to time then? Let's find out.
Walt Disney based his princesses on real women in society at the time, which means that now we're living in a more modern society. Princesses also become more modern. The women in today's society have certainly gained influence when we compare them to the females of yesterday. Yet there is still far to go until complete balance between the genders is achieved. Although it's fair to say that women in the broadest sense have more freedom, this is not true in all cases because prejudices still remain. The portrayal of Disney princesses and their behavior has changed a lot over the last couple of 80 years. Not only are the modern princesses less innocent, more independent and intelligent, they also look different, more modern in terms of makeup, hair and clothes.
The first ever Disney princess, which was of course Snow White, was a very kind and optimistic girl. She also did not like to be alone. She was always looking for a companion. That's how she eventually ended up with the 7 dwarfs. Snow White is also very innocent. She wouldn't harm anyone or anything, and she's very naive. Belle, Disney princess that was released several years after Snow White, is also very selfless and kind. But what distinguishes her from Snow White is that Belle is very intelligent and outspoken. Elsa, the most recent Disney princess, is an independent woman. Her parents have died when she was at a young age, and because of her power, she's afraid to let anyone in. Elsa is very intelligent, but also really sensitive. And she seems to be really powerful, which she is of course, but it's also a bit like a mask, so she can protect herself from the outside.
Between the oldest Disney princess and one of the more recent Disney princesses is a time difference of around 80 years. You will think that in that period of time the looks of the characters changed a lot. To find out, I will compare these two. We see that the more early Disney princess looks very girly with bows in their hair, pink clothes and red cheeks. While the princesses of nowadays, some have short hair, are more boyish and the others show more curves. So Snow White has covered shoulders, no cleavage, A-line long dress, hair, bow, low heels, girly makeup and a slender figure. And Merida from Brave has red wild hair with curls, a bow and arrow, which are weapons, no makeup, flat shoes, wears dark colors, and her figure looks more like a realistic girl.
The first ever Disney prince was Prince Florian from Snow White. After Snow White was poisoned by her stepmother, she died. However, Prince Florian's kiss in the final scene woke her up, so basically he gave her life. This means that Snow White really depended on her prince.
Alone at last.
A male character that came out a couple of years ago was Flynn Rider. He wasn't an actual prince, but he was the most important man of the film Tangled. When he and Rapunzel first met, Rapunzel hid him and locked him up. Throughout the film, you notice how Flynn is not as brave as he wants other people to believe. But in the end, he and Rapunzel still end up marrying. The most recent Disney prince is Prince Hans. As soon as Hannah met Hans, she fell in love with him and they immediately started planning their wedding. Sadly enough, it turned out that Hans was an evil prince and that he wanted to murder Anna and Elsa for power. It is quite special actually that the prince is the bad guy and that Anna and Hans didn't get married in the end.
After comparing all these different features, there is still something which has not been discussed. What is the biggest difference between the oldest Disney princess, Snow White, and the newest Disney princess, Elsa? As was said before, Elsa is very independent and Snow White is not. For example, Snow White is married and Elsa has no kind of relationship, except for the relationship with her sister. Which could be weird considering Elsa is 21 and Snow White is only 14. Nowadays, we couldn't imagine being married at 14, but back when Snow White came out in 1937, it was very normal for girls to get married so soon. Another aspect of which is very different between the two is their attitude. You could say that they are complete opposites. Snow White was very simple and naive, and Elsa didn't trust anyone to come too close. Snow White was also very calm, and Elsa was very strong and powerful. These aren't the only examples, but I found these to be the clearest. The final aspect we are going to look at is their appearances, which kind of speak for themselves. Snow White is almost fully covered, and Elsa is more daring with an off-the-shoulder dress and split. Considering these three things, I think it's safe to say that Disney princes have come a long way from where they started. Thank you for watching another episode of ArtNews.
We hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it.
See you next time. Bye!
Bye!